It is unit number 3, which we have working capital financing. Another one we have discussed working capital financing relating to short-term financing, which are the sources from which company get raise their fund. Okay, if they want amount, if they want finance for working capital, then how they have to raise? What are the sources that we have discussed in our previous class? In today's class, we will move further to lease. Maybe in future we will move further to hire purchase. That is, this both are long-term financing. In previous class, we have discussed this permanent working capital. Because it is permanent working capital won't change, so we have to opt long-term sources. Whereas for temporary, you have to use short-term sources. That also we have gone through. And then spontaneous sources and negotiable sources you have under working capital financing. Spontaneous, we have gone through that one, that is trade creditors, bills payables, accrued expenses. Whereas and then also we have seen what is commercial paper, merits and demerits of commercial paper. Then negotiated sources, that also we have discussed. Then bank finance, that is overdraft, what is overdraft, cash credit, purchase or discounting of bills, letter of credit. That much we have gone through. Now coming to leasing, that is, if your company required working capital, you want to raise working capital from long-term sources. The option which you have is lease is a contract or agreement under which lessor will grant or lessor will provide permission or grant the right to use an asset in return for periodical lease renter payment. It may be periodical or else lump sum payment. Lease of land, building and animal has been known. Okay, it is we are doing this one from while, but nowadays lease is also giving. Okay, under lease we also have industrial equipment. There are 4 types under lease. Okay, there are majorly 4 types under lease. First one is finance lease and operating lease. This we have discussed. Okay, this we have learned in IFRS. If you know, just remember that points what we have discussed, that is what is finance lease and what is operating lease. And also now we will go through, okay, in this class we will learn sales and leaseback as well as direct lease, single investor lease and leverage lease, and domestic lease as well as in the international lease. These 4 types we will discuss in today's class. Now moving one by one we will see. First, finance lease and operating lease. IAS 16. Finance lease, it is a lease that transfers substantially all the risk as well as reward incidental to ownership of an asset. That is, under this finance lease, both risk as well as reward, both will be transferred. Title may or may not evenly be transferred. Eventually will transfer. That is, finance lease is a lease that transfers substantially all the risk and reward incidental to ownership of an asset. Here, lessor, that is owner will transfer risk as well as reward to lessee. Title may or may not be transferred, that is ownership may or may not transfer, that is it based on whom? Lessee. That is, if we want he can purchase, that asset after lease period is over, or else if he don't want means he can avoid. That is silent feature. Under this one we will see that one. The lease agreement transfer ownership to the lessee before the lease expire. That is, if lessee want to purchase this asset, that means before this lease expire, lessor will transfer the right to lessee. That is, ownership also he will transfer. First, he will transfer the right to use with risk as well as reward. Then if lessee want to pay and purchase asset, then lessor is happy to transfer the right. The lessee can purchase asset for a bargain price when lease expire. That is once the period of lease expire, that is if lease period in agreement they have specified that this lease is for 5 years. Once this 5 years is over, then if lessee want, then he can purchase. Then the lease lost for at least 75% of the asset estimated economic life. That is this lease, suppose the period, okay, this life of asset, suppose this lease is for machinery, the life of machine is for 4 years, life of machine is for 4 years, then at least 3 years this lease have to be run. That is at least 75% of the asset estimated economic value. If asset value is 4, then lease have to be for 3 years, then this finance lease will come. This is these are the futures. The last feature is the present value of lease payment is at least 90% of asset value. Suppose the value of asset is 10 lakh, then lessee have to pay 9 lakh rupees to lessor. Then this agreement will happen. Then only this agreement will happen, because once this 90% is over, no, then how much value he have? Only 10%, that is 1 lakh amount remaining. If like while discussing this point, I have said no, because why he is happy to transfer the right. That is once this lease period is expired, if lessee agree, then lessor will transfer the right to use, because 90% already have collected through lease. Okay, he have provided lease, he have provided the right to use to lessee and collected 90% from him. 90% of asset value he have collected. Remaining how much? 10% is remaining. No? Suppose 10 lakh, already 9 lakh is collected from lease. Only 1 lakh rupees is there. Now he will provide one option to lessee. Lessor will provide one option to lessee that if you want, you can purchase this asset for 2 lakh rupees. 2 lakh rupees if you want, you can purchase. Then if lessee agreed for 2 lakh rupees, then this lessor will get how much? 1 lakh rupees profit he will get, like that. Okay, short long term capital gain he will get, long term he will make gain of 1 lakh rupees. Operating lease, this is other than finance lease. In other words, okay, it is also in simple words, risk and rewards incidental to ownership are not transferred. Risk as well as reward is not transferred to lessee. Only the right to use asset is transferred. Here in operating lease, only the right to use the asset is transferred by lessor. Lessor only transfer the right to use. Okay, suppose if you have taken building, you have to utilize for 5 years. After 5 years, you have silent future. Lease term is significantly less than economic life of the equipment. That is in this suppose building, this building lease, maybe they have taken lease for 3 years. The building lifelong value is maybe you can assume, okay, simply for the assumption it is 10 years. The lease period you have adopted for 3 years or 5 years, maybe that is 50% or 30%. Whereas for finance lease, that is also one of the silent features of financial lease. But whereas operating lease, it is not that much near. It is only 30% or 50%. Then lease will over. Lease agreement will be over. Then lessee enjoy the right to terminate. Okay, whenever lessee have opt. Okay, if you want, he can reject. Okay, if you want, he can terminate this one without any significant penalty. He can terminate. Whereas in finance lease, if he terminate, then he have to pay amount penalty have to pay. Then lessee usually provide the operating know-how. Here, because it is only for operating, no, something happened to building. If you suppose you have taken building on lease, if something happened to building, then lessor only, the owner will only renovate that one. That is operating know-how and relating services he will do, and undertakes the responsibility of ensuring and maintaining the equipment. If equipment is there, that insurance as well as equipment, both will be done by lessor. In such a case, it is known by wet lease. Okay, where lessor take responsibility of insurance, that is ensuring and maintenance of equipment. That type of operating lease is known as wet lease. Where in another case, okay, in operating lease, where lessee bear the cost of insuring as well as this maintaining the lease equipment. is known as dry lease. Okay, where lessee have taken the responsibility for ensuring as well as maintaining of equipment. It is known as wet lease. The operating lease where lessee have taken or bear the cost of insuring as well as maintaining of equipment is known as dry lease. Okay, this comes under operating lease. Now next what we have, sales and leaseback. This is one term, sales and leaseback. Another one is direct lease. First we will see what is sales and leaseback. Sales and leaseback is a lease under which lessee sells an asset for cash to a prospective lessor and then lease back the same asset, making fixed periodical payment for the use. Usually manufacturing company use this arrangement to unlock investment in fixed assets such as factory building. By reading this one you can understand here one company is there. Okay, suppose company A have a factory building of 250 lakh rupees. They have, what they have done, they have sell this 50 building for 50 lakh rupees. They have sell this building, they have sold for 50 lakh rupees. They have sold this building. After selling this building they have get 50 lakh rupees. They have gone now because of why they have done this one, to unlock the investment in fixed asset. They have sell that asset. After selling again they will, what they will do, again they will lease that asset. Okay, first the ownership is belong to a company only, because they required investment. They don't have any investment opportunity. They can't raise fund. In that case what they are doing, they will sell their own building. They are selling their own building to one person. Okay, suppose 50 lakh rupees they have get by selling that building. After selling they required no building, no, they required factory building. Now what they have done, they have taken the same building for lease basis. On lease base they have taken same building. To why they have done, why this manufacturing or companies do, they will do to, because they require to unlock investment. They don't have any investment sorry, they don't have any financing option. Okay, they don't have any option to raise fund. In that occasion they have they want to unlock investment. They want to unlock investment. In such a case what they will do, they will sell their own fixed asset. I am after selling they will the same asset is taken for lease basis. This is how this sale and lease back will occur. That is, once sale is done they will lease back the same equipment or else building or else fixed asset. They will lease back. This comes under sales and lease back. Coming to direct lease. What is this direct lease? Direct lease is a lease under which lessor owns or acquire the asset that are leased to a given lessee. This is common. Okay, now everyone is saying no, here only two parties is there, lessee and lessor. That is direct lease, where lessor, that is owner or acquirer, they will provide right to use to lessee. Only two things. Lessee will take pay renter fees to whom lessor and take this right to use from lessor. Lessor is the owner, same owner, and he is providing right to use to lessee. This is normal situation. Under this one also we have two types. Okay, that is bipartite as well as tripartite. Okay, and name is you have to remember first bipartite lease. Here we have only two parties. That is by means two, no, two parties. Equipment as well as lessor and lessee. Only two parties, that is equipment supplier com lessor, that is who supply. Both are same. Okay, lessor will here one lessor party and another will be lessee. Owner and lessee, both person are here. That is bipartite. Another one is tripartite. Here three parties. One is equipment supplier. First equipment supplier will come. Second, lessor will take this asset from equipment supplier. Then this lessor will provide right to use to whom? Lessee. This comes under lease back. Okay, sale and lease back and direct lease. Moving further to next one, that is single investor lease and leverage lease. Two is there. What is single inventor and leverage lease? That we have to see. single investor, a single investor lease, there are only two parties to this lease transaction, the lessee and lessor. Okay, this is similar to what we have gone through. The leasing company fund the entire fund by the appropriate mix of debt and equity fund. That is, in this case, what will happen now? If lessor, that is owner, have taken that asset, suppose this lease agreement for one building, the building value is current value is 50 lakh rupees. Lessor have purchased that building for both combination of equity as well as debt, that is own fund as well as loan. Maybe own fund is 40 lakh rupees and 10 lakh rupees he have taken loan. Okay, like that he have purchased one building. Then after purchasing one building, what he have done, he have transferred the right to use to another person. Okay, that is lessee. For renter payment, what he have done, he have transferred the right to another person. In case if lessor have not paid this debt loan, if lessor have not paid any loan payment, in that case what will happen? In the case of default in servicing the debt, when lessor will own pay amount by the leasing company, that is lessor. If lessor won't pay amount to whom? Lender, lender of amount, then lender is not entitled to payment from lessee. In this case, lessee is not eligible to pay amount to whom? Lender, because he have taken this building from whom? Lessor. In lease agreement he have taken, so he don't have to pay any amount to lender. Lender have to collect amount from lessor only. This is single investor lease. Coming to leverage this one, lease. Under this one, what will happen? Same thing. Okay, by while purchasing, what will happen? It is a lease under which lessor act as a equity participant, supplying a fraction of the total cost of the asset, while the lender supplies the major part balance. Okay, here two person are there, that is equipment supplier as well as lessor. Like we have read no under tripartite, 3% supplier. Okay, lessor how much? Maybe lessor have invested 20,000 rupees and lender have provided 30,000 rupees. After that one, what will happen? This lessor will transfer the right to whom? Lessee. And here three things will come. Three. Okay, lessor equity, then lender, that is loan who are provided, and lessee. After taking this one, what will happen? He will transfer the right to use to lessee. In this case, what will happen? Leasing company, that is equity participant, will collect amount from whom? Lessee, that is renter payment. Here they will agree, per year you have to pay 2 lakh rupees to us. We will provide this building for lease basis. In this situation, what will happen? They have to pay 2 lakh rupees. No, what they will do? Here another party is also there, that is trustee. Trustee will collect amount, renter payment from lessee. Of the 2 lakh, what they will do? First, they will transfer to whom? This lender. They will transfer a part, that is 60% they will transfer to lender, 40% they will transfer to lessor. Like that they will transfer. First they will collect from lessee, they may transfer 80% to lender, remaining they will transfer to whom? Lessor. Like that this will run. Okay, the transaction is routed through trustee, who look after the interest of the lender and lessor. Okay, both interest he will look. On the receipt of renter from lessee, the trustee remits the debt service component of the renter to the loan participant and balance to the lessor. That is, how much loan they have collected, that much they will pay to whom? Lender. Remaining amount they will pay to lessor. Trustee will look after both interest. Like that, this leverage lease will work. No domestic and international. This is very simple. Okay, it is a lease transaction if all parties, that is lessor and lessee, both are from same domain or same country. It is known to be domestic lease, whereas lessee or else this lender or else this lessor, if they are from different countries, means this is meant to be international lease. Under international lease, transaction or export to countries as well as currency risk, both will come, which under international lease both type of risk will come, that is country as well as currency, both risks will occur in international lease. Whereas domestic lease, here both parties, that is the parties which comes under lease, that is both lessor as well as lessee, both are from same country, and same country person have taken lease agreement, and that type of lease is known as domestic lease. That much